Speed?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
That's airline.
Go ahead, Bobbie.
Jane Seymour, I've been looking forward to talking with you, and I knew you would look smashing, but you look even more smashing than I anticipated. What a fantastic suede outfit that is.
It's novel, isn't it?
Yes.
Sort of cross between class and punk, I think.
Well, I knew it looks absolutely smashing. But you're here in Dallas to talk about Lassiter, your new film with Tom Selleck. And I remember reading a story one time where you said that you much preferred evil parts, that they were much more fun to do. So is this an evil part?
No, I left all the evil to Lauren Hutton. I wanted a change of pace. I wanted to do the kind of movies that everyone always keeps saying, why don't they make movies like they used to in the old days? This kind of movies? Well, this, I thought, was one of those kind of movies. It was a sort of caper, romantic thriller. And I wanted to show that I could play a nice, vulnerable girl who's spunky and, who's in a little bit of comedy, too. So that's why I did it. But I followed it up immediately afterwards with a real tour de force evil psychological drama. So I'm still in the evil market. It's just, I guess I'm evil on television and good in the movies.
You play an English girl then?
Yes, that's rare too. That's a unique opportunity.
Yes,
of course I am English.
Because you do play Americans.
Mostly.
And I think it's so extraordinary that you are able to go back and forth and do the American accent and keep it consistent and make it so believable. Now, obviously, you have a wonderful ear for language, but in the beginning, when you were trying to get it together, Jane, did you have any particular American woman you tried to emulate?
No, actually, I have quite a funny story, and I'll see if I can show you how I did it. I always thought that if you hold your nose and you put your finger over your lips like this, and then you just talk, it comes out quite American. Well, you can't play roll this, you look stupid. So then eventually I actually did that. I took my finger away and I kept my finger over my mouth so that my jaw didn't move too much, because the English, the inflection goes up and down and you move your mouth and you're very animated. And then I just forgot about the whole thing. I thought, to hell with that. And it comes out American. But that was one way I tried.
What do your English friends think about that when they see you doing an American role?
I think a lot of my English friends wish they could do it easily, because they'd like to come and work here too. I think it's the smartest thing I ever did, because it's really freed me up to be able to play almost any role. People don't just say, well, she's English, or she can only play English. I like playing American more than I like playing English, amazingly, because it's almost like for Sir Laurence Olivier wearing a false nose. He feels like he's in character. The minute I change my accent, I feel that I'm not Jane at all. I'm whoever it is.
Do you feel freer or what?
I feel different. I feel like a different character, a different person. I really enjoy playing American. It comes very, very easily to me. I think it's looser. American's a bit looser, isn't it? More relaxed.
Well, they say. Although I think it's a myth that people think the English are so stuffy. You're not at all. I think you're great fun. Love the English. You have a scene in this movie in which you slap Tom Selleck. And I can imagine most women in the audience are going to say, that crazy woman slapping him around. Now, did you really have to slap him?
Well, in the movies, you don't usually slap people. You practice very hard to make sure you don't hit them at all. I missed. I hit him. It's a confession, isn't it?
And that's the one they printed.
Yeah. I know. I didn't mean to, but I did. I didn't hit him too hard.
And what was Tom's reaction?
I wasn't very happy about it. No, we've laughed about it since, but I don't often get to slap guys. You know, men are always slapping one another around, and the characters I play, I usually either shoot them with a gun or, or knife them or do something like that. Don't do a lot of slapping.
Did he
I was
really?
out of practice.
Did he really seem peeved with you?
I don't know. I think he was probably pretending. But in the rehearsal I got it right, and then on the take I missed and caught him one.
And
but it's a good scene, so I don't think he minds. He's an absolute professional. As far as he's concerned, whatever it takes to make it right, he'll do it. And I believe he does most of his own stunts too. We're both a bit crazy that way. I do the same sort of thing.
What did you have to do in this film that would be a different kind of stunt for you?
Well, I had to do tap dancing. That was tough. 2.5 weeks of training to be able to tap dance, along with a lot of professionals, and that was wonderful. I'm trying to think if I did anything dangerous. I don't think that was about as dangerous as it got for me.
But of course, you started as a dancer. You studied dance as a child. But
Yes.
did you studied ballet? But did you ever study tap?
Tap was, for some extraordinary reason, about the only dance form that I didn't do very much of. So I really was starting from scratch almost for the film. But once you've been a dancer, and I was a dancer most of my life, I don't think you ever lose it. You know, you can pick it up pretty quickly.
You, of course, were in a film with Christopher Reeve, Somewhere in Time, which I enjoyed. I thought that was such a beautiful film. I loved the way it looked, I'm wondering, Chris Reeve and Tom Selleck, are they anything alike, or is working with them anything alike?
They're tall. Yes, actually, I've worked with a lot of tall actors. Those two are about 6'4" each, and Chevy Chase is up there, and they're all tall. The only thing I can tell you is that whenever you play love scenes with them or you kiss them, someone like me who's 5'3.5" has to leap up in a little box. But I have to do it in such a way so that the audience doesn't notice. So I'm good at leaping on boxes. I give great box leap. The other definite advantage I've discovered is that if you play a scene with someone as tall as that, and you have to look up longingly at them, which gives you a wonderful, long, swan-like neck. And for them, it's kind of tough because they're looking down and they get to triple chin if they're not careful. I only know this because my husband complains all the time. He's 6'3" and used to look adoringly at me in photographs until he realized what was going wrong. Now he always looks up.
Right over your head.
Right. But, no, they're completely different actors, and I enjoyed working with each of them, actually.
Does Tom have any traits that surprised you? Because I think we all, when we get to know somebody and we've had a previous image of them, they say, oh, gee, I just never thought he would be this or do that.
I had no previous image of him at all, because I was probably unique in that I'd never seen him in anything other than the Divorce Wars. I'd never seen Magnum. And I found him to be a very natural, very real, very delightful and charming and bright and intelligent man, and as unlike a movie star as you possibly could get to be. And he's extraordinarily handsome. You may not know this already, but I'm telling
Yes,
you.
I think I've noticed.
Yes, well, he's handsome when he gets in the morning, and he's handsome when he finishes at night.
And
So-
does he have a kind of Burt Reynolds-like sense of humor, or?
I've never worked with Burt, so I can't tell you about that, but he does have a sense of humor. I like to think it's a Tom Selleck sense of humor.
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm sure it is. He's very keen on volleyball. I wish I knew more about it.
You live in a 15th century mansion?
Well, we don't live there. We own an estate in England. It's, in fact, it dates back to 950. It was a Benedictine monastery once. And it's a 32-room house, mostly 15th century. In fact, there's The Master of Ballantrae is a movie that's going to be on television soon, and they filmed all of it there. So everyone will be able to see my house. And we have a church and a barn and 2 cottages, and we keep horses and cows and dogs and cats and all kinds of things. It's the antithesis of Hollywood.
Is it something that you always wanted to do, or is there some family tradition there?
No, it's something I never dreamt I would ever be able to do. But I saw the house and I fell in love with it, and I just felt very comfortable there. It's a sort of house you can as happily be swanning around in your blue jeans and your cowboy boots as you can in an evening gown and a tiara. I mean, it's a place it's romantic, and I guess I like romantic things.
Did it come furnished, or did you have to get things?
No, it was completely empty. It had nothing. It has the oldest glass in England in the windows. It's what they call a Grade 1 listed house, which means that the government insists that you keep it in its proper order. And we've really spent a lot of money and a lot of time on making sure that the balustrading doesn't fall down and redoing some of the stonework. It's a dream place. I wish I could spend more time there, but I can't.
It sounds like a dream place. Well, Jane, it's been wonderful having this opportunity to talk with you. I know you've had to make a quick trip to Dallas to do this, and we appreciate you giving up part of your weekend. And now you tell me you're going home to be Mama.
Go home to be Mama, yes. She said, I miss you. So I got to go home.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Stop tape. We'll do some cutaway. We're rolling. We just need to get speed.
Speed.
Anytime, Bobbie.
And questions? I read once that you enjoy doing evil parts. Is this an evil part? How does it happen that you can switch so easily from doing an English accent to an American accent? When you were first learning to do the American accent, was there any American woman you tried to emulate? What do your friends think about your American accent? In this movie, you have a scene where you slap Tom Selleck, and I'm sure every woman in the audience thinks, oh, horrors. What about this scene now where you slap Tom Selleck? Did you really? Was he peeved with you? Did you have to do anything in this movie in the way of a stunt? But you studied ballet, didn't you? Okay, just one more now. Okay. Does Tom Selleck have any traits that kind of surprised you? Are Tom Selleck and Christopher Reeve anything alike? What about this 15th century mansion you live in? Okay, let's go.
Stop tape.